everybody, it's 1:28 a.m. here on the west coast of the US, and today's blog video, besides the fact that I am overly white, well, I can't really do very much. The lighting here really sucks right now. This video is just an update. So I have 5 topics that I wanted to update you guys on. My class schedule, so you're aware as to why these videos are coming up at the times that they're coming up, and why I'm not responding to emails for the few of you that have subscribed and don't email me. I have class on Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 9, and then from 11 to 1. I have class on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4:30, and class on Friday from 9 to 12:15. So I'm taking a statistics class, a physical anthropology class, an English course for composition, and an abnormal psychology course. I have an exam tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., so I'm still up, and I haven't studied for it yet. I've been working on anthropology homework, so I've been procrastinating just a little bit, but that's my own fault, you know? My statistics class tomorrow covers the basic introduction to statistics, so, mean, median, mode, the quartiles, things to that nature, and how you would calculate. I can use a calculator, thank God. I would hate to have to plug in my own data set on a piece of paper and work it out longhand. That would just take forever. So this is my shout out to the TI-83. Awesome. Saving my life tomorrow. The last 2 topics I wanted to touch. 3. Abnormal psychology. Abnormal psych, I took, some of you may know, before at Stanford. It was the class that I failed because of my spout of depression. So I'm taking it again. I'm not going to be able to get full credit for it or transfer credit for it. So I'm taking it to prove to myself that I could actually do the class. Abnormal psychology is a passion I actually have. And to think that I let myself be so misjudged upon my grade in that class really did affect me. At Stanford, the class was basically based on your midterm and your final, both of which I didn't take seriously. Well, it's not that I didn't take them seriously, it's just that I didn't have the mental drive or capacity to perform as well as I can at the moment. On the notion of psychology, we have this thing called an experiential paper. The paper basically says that you can pick anything from the subject of abnormal psychology, give a brief history, background, definition, and then a personal connection to it. The problem is, I have a lot of personal connection to abnormal psych, because as some of you possibly know, abnormal psychology is the study of mental disorders. So from the DSM, it's the DSM-4, mental disorders and their treatments. And my mother's side of the family happens to suffer the most from mental disabilities. So these are the topics I'm thinking of. I have 4. So if you guys want to comment on the bottom, I'll also have them written in the sidebar, but if you want to comment on the bottom which one you would vote for, totally help me a lot. Even if it's just one vote, trust me, it's what's going to happen. The choices I have are psychosis. So those of you who know, psychosis is when you basically live outside of your reality. You suffer from hallucinations, delusions, thought disorder, and a lack of insight. So people are aware. The difference between a hallucination and a delusion is a hallucination, you can be convinced that it didn't happen. You can logically determine that I saw this and it wasn't real. A delusion, however, it's more paranoid in nature. You think it occurs, this is what it is, and no one can change otherwise. Thought disorder is basically, there's a disturbance in your conscious thought. It's obvious in your writing, obvious in your speech, and you start to lose association. It becomes incomprehensible, and it's what's known as a word salad. And then there's also a lack of insight, which is just the most puzzling feature of psychosis, because it basically has this, you have this unaware vivid illusion, and everything's just so unrealistic. You don't understand what's occurring. So that's choice number 1, psychosis. That's number 1. Number 2 is DID, or dissociative identity disorder. And it's more of an advanced form of multiple personality disorder, but it's not completely connected. It's basically you have all these different personalities, but you're not aware of what they're doing when they are present. They present themselves. So that one, it's just a lot of fun to do. Any of you watch soap operas on One Life to Live, Vicky suffers from DID. The United States of Terra, that individual suffers from DID, and there's someone in my family as well. The third choice is hypochondriasis. Hypochondriasis, so hypochondriac. You convince yourself that you have all these issues, one little somatic problem, and you've like, I have a headache, oh my god, I have a brain tumor. It's that type of thing. You take things to the extremes, and you always have something wrong with you. I guess I don't really have to explain give you an example. And then the last two choices are joint, because I don't know which one I want to do yet, but bipolar disorder. 1 and 2. Let me read you the difference. I have it on the little cheat sheet here somewhere. Where is it? Anyway, it deals with a massive depression and then a hyperdepressive state. Bipolar 1 is indicated by at least one manic or mixed episode with intermittent major depressive episodes, and bipolar 2 is characterized by at least one major depressive episode accompanied by at least one hypomanic episode. I actually have people in my family who suffer from both diseases, so yeah. And then I even could talk about depression in general. It's something I suffered. It's the reason I left Stanford. So tell me, out of those, I guess, 6 choices: psychosis, DID, hypochondriasis, bipolar 1 and 2, and depression. So those are your choices. The last little topic I want to touch on is in English. We have this paper due at the end of the quarter called the I-Search. It's basically taking some aspect in my life, researching it, and incorporating the research into a narrative. So I have 4 choices there as well, and I'd like a poll. I could talk about the fact that I'm Wiccan and do research on the religion and how it presented itself in the United States. I could talk about the fact that my grandmother and I both believe I'm an Indigo Child. Indigo children, if you type it in, you'll find out that they're old souls that are alive in young children. They know information that cannot possibly be explained. They just have a sense of things, and they're more mature at younger ages. Third topic, languages. Aside from English, I can translate for most part Latin, hieroglyphics. I'm learning Spanish. I'm teaching myself Arabic, the spoken language, not the written. I want to learn Japanese, Mandarin, Farsi, Punjabi. I love languages. It's a huge part of my life. I mean, if you look in the background, you can see King Tut right there. Ancient Egypt is a huge part of my life, which also actually goes into the Indigo Child. Maybe I'll share the story once I decide what I'm going to do. And the last decision I could make is to talk about 8-ball, pool. How pool rose, how it inspires, and the benefits of competing in tournaments. My dad is part of the APA, and I intend to join as soon as I turn 21, which will be in January, so yeah. That's my basic update. Generally, I'm doing really well. I've been suffering from a little spout of depression recently that I can't really explain, which is a little concerning considering, my mom's history and her family's history. So, leave your comments. I have a poll on the sidebar. I'll rewrite them. It'll be like Ab.Psych, and then the number, and then the list, and then I-Search, and then the list. So, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you have any topics for controversial commentary, the email address will always also be on the sidebar. Give me some ideas that you want me to research. My next spout will be about the existence of God. So it should be quite an interesting little chain video thing I have planned. Anyway, ciao. Take care.